A freelance designer will charge you $50 to $200 for a character reference sheet. But GPT Image 2 generates the same thing in a single prompt, with the same face across different angles, all in one image. That is one of 7 things this model can build that most people using it every day have not tried yet. And I'm going through all of them in this video. All 7 of these are built inside OpenArt. The reason I am using it is because it gives you GPT Image 2 with a built-in reference slot, so your face photo or logo stays connected every time you generate. 6 of the 7 use cases in this video need that reference slot, and OpenArt keeps everything in one place. The link is in the description if you want to follow along. Once you are in, go to Image in the top navigation and select GPT Image 2. You should set the ratio to 16:9 and quality to 4K, and those 2 settings stay the same for every use case in this video. The first one we are building is a character reference sheet. This is a reference document that shows a character from multiple angles on one page. Full body front, full body back, close-up face, 3/4 angle, detailed crops of clothing or accessories, a color palette strip, and a notes panel. If you've been generating images of the same character across different sessions, you've probably noticed the face starts to change a bit over time. A character reference sheet locks in how the character should look. You generate it once, and it becomes the reference image you pull into every future generation with that character. To build one, you need a face photo, and for this, I'm using a photo of myself. Click the image reference icon on the left of the prompt bar and upload your photo. Then you run this prompt. When it comes back, you get a contact sheet layout with the same face across all the angle panels. Full body views, the close-up, the detailed crops. The color palette is shown at the bottom with labeled swatches. The notes are on the right side in clean, simple text. Zoom in on the face panels first. The face should read as the same person across every angle and pose. If something looks off in a panel, add keep the face and skin tone the same in every panel to your prompt and run it again. Then check the notes section. If a label is blurry or partially broken, write all text in the notes panel must be clean, complete, and fully legible, and regenerate. Once you have a sheet that looks right, save it. This file becomes your reference image for every character generation you do from this point forward. You upload it the same way you uploaded the face photo, and the model uses it as the full character reference instead of just a headshot. If you are not on OpenArt yet, the link is in the description so you can follow along with every use case in this video. But a character reference sheet is just a starting point. The next use case takes the same face reference and generates something that a real production team would use before a shoot day. The next one is a pre-production one-sheet. This is a single-page planning document used before a video or ad shoot. It shows 4 things in a structured layout: the character and costume, an environment sketch or floor plan of the location, a 5-cut storyboard strip of the scene, and the lighting and mood reference. All 4 sections are on one page, clearly labeled, and ready to share with a crew or a client. This kind of document normally takes a couple of hours to build properly in Figma or InDesign. You have to create each section separately, format everything to match, and make sure the layout holds together. GPT Image 2 generates the entire thing from a single prompt. Keep your face photo as the reference image. Then describe the 4 sections in the prompt. When it comes back, it's laid out in 4 sections on one page. Top left is the character reference panel showing your face in a simple outfit. The top right shows a simple layout of the location. You can also see a 5-panel storyboard that runs from left to right. The bottom right shows the lighting and mood, including the color look and where the light is coming from. Now, the third use case uses the same face reference, but the output is something completely different. The third one is a comic book page. You get 5 panels that show the action in order, the same main character face in every panel, clear speech bubbles you can read, and styled sound effects, all on one page in a single generation. This is the use case that pushes GPT Image 2 on 2 things at once: getting readable text into speech bubbles, and keeping the same face consistent across 5 different poses and expressions. These are 2 things that often break when you try to combine them in one prompt. This is where you'll see how well the model can handle both at the same time. Now make sure you have your face photo as the reference image. Then describe the panel sequence in your prompt, the dialogue in each speech bubble, any sound effects you want, and the art style. What comes back is a full comic page with bold panel borders, consistent colors, and the same face carrying through the whole action sequence. Start by checking the speech bubbles. Read the text and make sure it is clean and easy to read. Then compare the face across the panels. It will not be identical since the character is in different poses and showing different expressions, but it should read as the same person. The general structure of the face, the skin tone, and the overall look should carry through the whole page. The 4th use case uses the same face reference again, but the final result is clean enough to give to a client or use in a real production document. The 4th one is a short ad storyboard, which is basically a plan for a short-form video ad. It shows the shot sequence in 4 panels, the dialogue for each shot, the audio cues for each part, and a simple specs section at the bottom with format, resolution, and duration. It includes everything a team or client needs to understand the ad before filming starts. If you are making content for brands or promoting your own products, this is one of the most practical things you can generate. generate. Instead of describing the idea and hoping someone imagines it the same way, you just show them the ad. Then describe each of the 4 panels in detail, the dialogue text for each one, the audio cue, and the specs footer. What comes back is a 4-panel storyboard on a white background with sharp black panel borders. Each panel has a shot label, a time marker, the dialogue, and the audio cue underneath. At the bottom, there is a single specs bar that runs across the whole layout. Now, you check the labels and the specs row carefully. This is something people will actually use as a reference. If a shot label is wrong, or even one number in the specs is off, the whole thing becomes unreliable. Zoom in and read all the text properly. Check the face in each panel too. Use cases 1 through 4 all use a face photo as the reference. The next 2 don't use any reference images at all. You're creating more complex, structured visuals just from the prompt. The 5th one is a data infographic, and it does not use any reference image. You describe everything in the prompt, like the data, the type of chart, the labels, the title, and how it should be organized. GPT Image 2 then builds the full infographic from that description. An infographic has more readable text in it than almost any other image type. Titles, bar labels, render times, callout text, and source lines. If the model can't generate clear and correct text, the result is basically useless, but GPT Image 2 can handle text properly, which is what makes this use case work. For this example, I'm creating an editorial bar chart that compares AI video generation processing times across 6 tools. This prompt sets up everything you see: the title, the 6 horizontal bars, the render time labels, the 3 icon callouts underneath the chart, the bottom line takeaway box, and the source line at the bottom. When it comes back, you get a fully designed bar chart. Bold title at the top, 6 bars with render time labels, benchmark detail callouts below, a bottom line summary box, and the source line along the bottom. This works for any editorial data visualization, like comparison charts, ranking graphics, or timelines. If you're making educational content and want it to look like something from a real publication, this is one of the fastest ways to build it. The 6th one is a cross-section diagram. It's a technical drawing that shows what something looks like inside. GPT Image 2 generates it from a prompt with no reference image. You describe the object, the parts inside it that should be visible, where each part is placed, how the pointer lines should look, and how the legend should be formatted, all in your prompt. For this example, I'm generating a cross-section of an espresso machine. What comes back is a detailed technical illustration. The machine is shown in a cutaway view so you can see all the parts inside. Pointer lines connect each part to a clear label, and the specs legend bar runs across the bottom with the key details. The 7th use case is for anyone building a brand, and it uses a completely different kind of reference image. The 7th one is a logo mockup sheet. Instead of uploading a face photo, you upload your logo file as the reference image. GPT Image 2 places that logo on 6 different real-world items and shows all of them together in one layout. This is directly useful for brand presentations and client pitches. Sending a client just the logo file makes them imagine how it will look on real products. But when you place it on a full mockup sheet across 6 different items, that step is gone. They can see the brand in real-world use before anything is produced. Click the image reference icon and upload your logo file. This prompt that I am using describes the 6 surfaces and the presentation style. What comes back is a brand mockup sheet. All 6 items are rendered photorealistically and arranged in a clean grid on a neutral background. The logo is placed on each one where it would naturally appear on that product. That is something that used to require a designer to build manually for every single variation. You now have all 7 use cases and every prompt to go with them. The OpenArt link is in the description, so you can start building any of these today. And if you want to see what else GPT Image 2 can do beyond what we covered here, that video is right here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.